What's going on, people? So today we're going to be checking out the Arcade One Infinity game table right after this. So if you're familiar with One Up Arcade, you're most likely thinking about the upright arcade cabinets that they sell, but this is something totally different. This is pretty much a 18.5 inch touchscreen tablet that has over 100 different board games on it. So I saw this in Best Buy and I definitely wanted to give it a try. So I grabbed it so I could show it to y'all. Now, before we even get started, I'm gonna let you know this board comes in at $500. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that's seemed kind of steep price for some board games. But when you see what's actually packed into this device, that price point doesn't seem too bad. Now, again, like I said, this is a 18.5 inch display. Now, they do have another device that is called the Arcade One Infinity Game Table, which is a similar device to this. The difference is that is a 32 inch screen. This is 18.5. That's a 32 inch screen. It also has legs on it. But the big difference is that device comes in at $1,000. So I decided to go ahead with the $500 version just to see if it's something that I would like. And if it's something that I really enjoyed, I'll go back and get the $1,000 version of it, which is a little bit bigger. Just to be clear on which device is which. The $500 device is called the Arcade One Infinity Game Board. And the $1,000 device is called the Arcade One Infinity Game Table. So that's the difference. Game board, $500. Game table, $1,000. Now, like I said earlier, I purchased this at Best Buy, but they also have this on Amazon. I did notice that you could get some open box items on Best Buy for a pretty significant discount, sometimes over $100 off. So if you're thinking about getting this, definitely check the Best Buy open box. So let's go ahead and get into the device. Now, as you can see, this is here the main dashboard. Now, as you see up at the top, you have a tab that says My Games and Game Store. We're going to go to the Game Store. One thing to keep in mind too, because on the box, it's going to say 50 free games included. And that is true, but you have to keep in mind that none of the games are preloaded. So if you don't have a Wi-Fi connection, this is probably something that you want to stay away from, because you do need to connect to Wi-Fi in order to download the games. So none of the games are preloaded onto the device. So when you get into the game store, you can see the games vary in price. Anywhere from, I seen games from 99 cents to right here, I see a game that's $12.99. I think that might be probably one of the most expensive games that I've seen. Which is really nice about it is you can go up to the top and then you can view all games, which is a lot from Connect 4. You got a lot of the games that you're probably really familiar with growing up. Connect 4, Candyland, Life, my favorite, Monopoly, Clue, Battleship. Like, there's a lot of different varieties and games and genres that you can pick from for your entertainment. Now, there are a lot of free options. So at the top, you can see there's a tab for free games. I click that and you can see there's pretty good variety of games, and it actually scrolls this way too. So there's a lot, and some of the most popular games are actually free, like Monopoly, Guess Who, Life, Connect 4, like some of the Simon. So like some of the good games that you're probably very familiar with are going to be in the free category, which is really nice. One of the biggest things that I'm interested in, and I hope one of y'all actually get this, because you actually need to know somebody else that has it to take advantage of this. I don't actually know anybody else that has this. So if you're somebody that has this, hit me up with your username so we can play a game. But you can play online. So of course you need to have an internet connection to play online. But if you have any family that's out of state or farther enough away from you where you can't get to play games with them on a regular, I think this is really where this device will shine. Now, a lot of these games are from 1 player up to 6 players. So if you have some family around the country and you want to get them a real nice gift so y'all can have like a family game night like the old days, I think this is where this device really shines. Now, of course, because this is not the table, you do have to put this up on a tabletop. To me, this is not really a portable device, even though that's kind of how this is marketed. It has to be on the table, yes. Does not have a battery, so it needs to be plugged up at all times in order to use it. And it's not that light. So the dimensions of it is 11 inches by 18 inches by 3 inches tall, and it's about 12 pounds. So not anything that you want to be hauling around with you on a regular. Now, it is easy to pack up if you want to take it to a friend's house to play, but it's not anything that you're going to be taking with you on a daily basis. Just to keep that in mind. Now, it does have adjustable legs on the bottom, but they only adjust slightly. If you can see, there's adjustable legs on each corner, and it pretty much only raises it about an inch or so. So nothing crazy on the adjustments, but it is nice to have it at an angle if you're just playing by yourself, or if you're playing with others and you're around the table, it's best to keep it level so you can have people on each side of the board. So now let's get into where this device really shines, and that's some of the games. So of course, you know, with your normal board games, it's kind of bland, but with this device, by being on an actual display, they can really spice up some of your classic games that you're used to playing, and makes it really fun to hurry up and get started. There's a very small learning curve on how to use this device. This is something the whole family will be able to enjoy. So let me give you an example of what some of the games actually look like. I'm going to go back to my games, and this is just showing the games that have already downloaded. We're going to go to what my favorite is Monopoly, of course. Now, these games do have sound. They have nice little animations and graphics when you're playing a game, which I think is really nice. Again, if any of the games that you see have Connect next to it like this, that means you can play online with other people like I was talking about earlier. You can save games, so you know Monopoly. Let me turn this down. You can go to save games, so you know how Monopoly games can, you know, tend to drag on when people don't want to give up. So you can save the game and come back to it later, which I think is really nice. Now we're gonna go to play. Now, as you can see, there's 6 different slots around. Like you said, you can have up to 6 different players. Which is really cool about this is, you see it says house rules none, so you can go into the actual settings and you can change some of the house rules of the game. You know, every household has their own unique way they play Monopoly. And I think a lot of those different rules that people use are in these settings. So a nice touch they have there. So let's say I'm gonna go ahead and drag my piece. Actually, let me drag this here, and I'm gonna drag another piece here. So this is gonna be a 2-player game. Then we're gonna go ahead and hit start. We have a nice little interactive display in the middle of the board. I'm actually normally don't turn this on. You can actually turn this off to where it's just a normal classic board is what they call it, that you would normally see when you're playing a game. But I think this gives it a nice little interesting feel to it. So when it's this person go, all you do is hit the dice. Go to dice. Shows you where to go. Move your piece. And then it's the next person's go. Now, if you notice, it didn't let me buy a property just because one of the house rules that I have set is that you have to go around the board one time before you can buy a property. So really, really nice. You can change the amount of money you start off with. It's really no math into it. You know how you have to normally try to count your money out. Everything is tallied for you right here. If there were other players, their hubs would be, depending on where they're sitting, it would be either on this side or this side. So you can have people all around the table to have a nice game night. Let's check out a couple other games. So to exit any game, you just hit the setting, and then you're gonna go back to the dashboard. And that'll bring you back right here. So as you can see, the device is actually pretty snappy. The finger tracking on some of the games is really good because a lot of the games you need to like drag and finger track. It works really well with that. The glass on it is nice and sturdy, not something that I would be concerned with breaking. One thing to keep in mind, when I was at Best Buy, there is no device protection plan available for this for some reason. Normally when I'm at Best Buy, they are always trying to sell me a insurance or device protection plan. One was not available for this. Based on the build quality, I don't think it's going to be an issue unless you're one of those people that don't know how to lose a game and rage and bang and stuff like that. But if not using it normally and carefully, I don't think you should have a problem with the display breaking. It seems pretty robust. One of my other favorite classic games is Connect 4. Now normally each game takes a couple seconds to load, but you can see each game has a nice little animated graphic to it. So we're gonna go, again, this is one of the games you can play online. We're gonna go to play. We're gonna go that we're playing side by side. So a couple of the games where you can set to where you wanna play. So say for instance, if I'm on this side of the table and my opponent is on the other side of the table, we would set that to face to face, or if we sit on the same side of the table, we can select that. I'm gonna select the red color, and my opponent, let's say, will be the blue one, right? And I can select this to be the computer. So as you can see, there's a little slider right here to note if it's an actual person playing or if I'm playing a computer. So I can actually play this by myself. So let's go ahead and get started, right? My turn. So as you can see, this will be a lot of fun playing with somebody online or playing with anyone in the house with you. So if you are a family that normally has dedicated game nights or dedicated family time, I think this device will be something really, really nice for you. Now, again, like I said, the device is $500. So it's really all that you make of it. If you're actually going to use it and spend the time to, play the games with your family, then it'll definitely pay for itself. But if you have doubts on if you're actually going to use this or not, then that $500 price point is a valid concern. So I'm curious to know if y'all have any other questions about this device, or if you're thinking about getting one. If you're thinking about getting one, drop your account name down in the comment section. I'm definitely looking for people to play a couple games with. So if you have any other questions that I didn't cover in this video, definitely drop them in the comment section and I'll be sure to get to them. And before we go, big shout out to Geeks Outfit for supplying the shirt for me, 1984. Only the special people know what that means, but they have a lot of cool designs of different types of shirts on their website that a lot of people that watch this channel, I feel, will be very interested in. So if you see anything on their site that you'll be interested in grabbing, don't forget to use the promo code KF20 to get 20% off your entire order. So I want to thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see y'all in the next video.